Artist Aaron Burr, B-I-R, not to be confused with Aaron Burr, B-U-R-R, the historical figure, important in American history. Aaron, you were mentioning that you did a comic about a historical topic at some point. Please tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I did a comic called History Reimagined. It was, I would have people send in suggestions. They would give me a historical figure, a location, and an awkward situation. And I'd take those things and make a comic out of it. And but I never actually did an Aaron Burr comic, and I feel like I really missed out.
You know, it's never too late to go back. And as a certified historian myself, I have to say I heartily endorse the idea of history reimagined. People are woefully ignorant of history, and I think that making history fun, interesting, and accessible is a really commendable thing. And I would love to see some of your stuff. Do you have any of the History Reimagined online?
Online? Actually, I used to. My website, unfortunately, I just had to change servers, so it's kind of in disarray right now. But I will be posting some hopefully in like the next couple weeks, updating all my old galleries. So.
Okay, well, it'll be a little while before this all goes up online, so do you want to give us a website that we can go to and check out your work?
Sure. It's www.sequentialstutter.com. I know it's a mouthful, the URL, but you can find it. Just look up Aaron Burr in Google. You can find me that way too. B-I-R.
Thank you, Aaron Burr. Not to be confused with Aaron Burr.
All right. And here we've got Danielle Corsetto of the webcomic Girls with Slingshots. And now, as we see, also with a fancy print edition. So what was the genesis of this? How did you decide to do it web first rather than going for print?
Oh, way cheaper. I think back then it was no, actually it was the same price I'm paying now. It was like $10 a month to post it. And I was already going to have a webcomic, or not a webcomic, but a website. I'm sick, so my brain's totally off. Sorry, y'all. I was already going to have a portfolio website, and so I figured I'm already paying for hosting. I might as well, kind of do like a daily practice. I've been doing comic strips since I was like 8 years old, and figured I'm always doing something. I might as well just post it up and try to make it like on a schedule, so I'm actually doing it. Yeah.
Now, did this come about like organically? Just one day you realized you were telling a story? Did you have a plan from the beginning?
Man, everything that I have has a really shitty origin story, and this is no exception. Girls with Slingshots, the title came from, I started doing conventions a while back, maybe 2001, and I can't draw guns worth of shit, so I would draw girls with slingshots instead of guns, when people would inevitably ask me, for a female character with a gun. And so I started to become known as the girl who draws girls with slingshots. And after a while, people were like, okay, well, when's the webcomic going to come out? Because it's a great name. And I was just like, I don't know, October 1st, 2004. And then I decided, okay, I guess I better follow through with that because people were starting to ask about it. So it's a shitty origin story, but there you go.
And how did you make the jump from web to print? Did you go with print on demand, or have you found a distributor?
Right. Actually, that's what I started with, is print on demand, just to get an idea of how many I could sell. And then I think I sold like 1,200, and I was like, okay, that's enough. That was pretty quick too. So I might as well start doing this full time, with a real printer. So.
We're here with Monica Gallagher of Lipstick Press, and I have to admit, Monica, I'm really unfamiliar with your creations here, though they look exceptional. Tell us about your work.
I have a couple of ongoing comic series. The most recent is called Bonnie and Clyde 9 to 5, and it's about a roller derby girl and her day job, which is just a boring corporate job. And then I have a couple, Lipstick and Malice is a model assassin story about a model who works part-time as an assassin. And then Gods and Undergrads is about college life mixing in with Greek mythology. So I have a couple different ongoing weird series. And then Boobage is an autobiographical story about not having any boobs.
So, I was going to ask you if this was a kind of a personal endeavor, but I suppose that answers the question. Which one do you think are you most concentrating on right now, or are you giving equal attention to all of these?
I guess Bonnie and Clyde I'm giving the most attention to right now, just because it's gotten really popular with the derby crowd. And roller derby is something that I got into recently. So besides that, I'm working on some projects for publishers. So I'm trying to keep all these ongoing stories going, but I created too many that just keep going.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot on your plate right now, but it seems like you're doing really, really well. Tell me about these T-shirts. The T-shirts are one of those things that caught my eye earlier in the day. Are these tying in with the was it grads and gods? You said gods and undergrads. Tell us.
Mainly, I love Greek mythology, and any way to kind of reintroduce it to people and show people how much they identify with Greek mythology. Thinking of new ways to like represent that, really, I don't know, I get excited about. So that was just what these T-shirts were about, was showing people kind of some of the characteristics of the more famous Greek gods and how much they would have in common with people today. So.
That's fantastic. It's absolutely something I can get behind. I was saying earlier in one of our other interviews, I'm a historian, and any way to bring, the past into the present and show people that this is still relevant, and there are reasons that these things are classics. There are reasons that we use these tropes. This is really wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning artwork, I have to say. Thank you so much for your time. And is there anything you want to give us, contact information, website that, last plug?
My website is eatyourlipstick.com.
Thank you.
All right, and here I am back again, Leon, with the guest of honor, Mr. Guy Davis, who everyone knows from Sandman Mystery Theater and BPRD, and his new book, The Marquis, creator-owned project. Guy, what brings you out to Austin, Texas, all the way from Michigan?
I was invited by Randy, so they brought me down to come to Staple, and I'm enjoying my time here, getting to meet everyone. So.
And I would almost say you couldn't find a bigger fan of your work than Randy.
Oh, Randy's great. He's been spoiling me. So.
We love Randy. He's one of the best members of our. So, what's it been like for you so far?
Great, response. Enjoyed meeting everybody. Been doing sketches for people, and
of all the things you have over at your table, what are people taking the most interest to?
Let's see, we sold out the Marquis. We had about 15 copies of that, and people bought all those, and lots of
that's your property that you own, so I imagine you get a bigger chunk.
But I was like, wow, that's great to hear, but also a lot of response for BPRD. Probably the most sketches I've done has been Mystery Theater. A lot of people out in the Golden Age Sandman. So
now, when I moderate your panel, I didn't get a chance to ask you about Starman. Did you work on that? Because I thought I read that you had.
Yeah, I did a flashback with the Golden Age Sandman in Starman. So it wasn't really Starman related. It was him and the Golden Age to tie in with Mystery Theater.
Cool. Now, you got a couple days left in Texas, or at least maybe one more. Now, I'm going to tell you that while you're here, you've got to eat some Tex-Mex, which Randy said he took you to Chewy's.
Yep. Had a huge burrito the size of my head, so that was good. That was filling.
That's one of the small ones.
I think there's a barbecue tonight.
Yes. So. Yes. You got to have Texas barbecue while you're here.
I'm going to go home fat, So
if you don't go home fat, the people won't know you've been to Texas.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. And the big thing you have coming up, other than more BPRD, a second Marquis book.
Yes, second Marquis book will probably be in 2011 now. We're hoping 2010, but I'm also doing a Lobster Johnson miniseries for 2011. So we're getting ahead on BPRD so we can do Lobster Johnson next.
And one of the big things that they decided to have you out for was the Amazing Screw-On Head, which you designed props for.
Yep. That was fun.
Now, I'm not familiar if is that officially on DVD, because I only saw it on YouTube and here.
Oh yeah, no, they had a DVD release probably, it's probably really quick after it was on the Sci-Fi Channel, so maybe about 2 months later.
Okay, right on. Now, it's plenty. I could ask you, but we're running out of tape, and there's lots of people lined up at your booth. I want you to get back and make all the money that you can. But Guy, just want to say thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thank you.
And hope you enjoy your stay here.
Oh, I'm having fun.